Hi everyone, I thought to quickly do a video on the rage and aggression issue that many of you have commented on and even messaged me in regards to, and I feel like it's a topic that I didn't realize where many of you felt very alone. And then of course, I mean, when you go through it, I didn't really think about how alone I felt, but yeah, you do. So a couple of things for this is there's an insulin connection to it for sure. Make sure you follow your diet. If you're able to take inositol, please take inositol, half a teaspoon. If you're on a high carb diet, take it before a meal, but if you're on a lower carb diet, take half a teaspoon a day for the B8 benefits. Make sure you're taking vitamin D. Vitamin D and getting in the sun, especially in the summertime if you have summer on your, in your part of the world. I just learned this the other day from my cousin, was that all you have to do was go outside in the sun for 10 minutes with face palm up, so face palm facing up, and for 10 minutes if you do that, you will then obtain the required vitamin D for the day. So that's two, sorry. Magnesium, big one. Making sure that you're understanding your insulin responses and the food that you're eating and the reactions you're having. I have made a huge link with how I'm feeling to what I've been eating, my gut health. I find when I have had a feel-good food, meaning let's say if I no longer do, but when I used to have sugar meals or chocolate, I would feel so good. The next few hours later or the next day, I'd be in rage. So make those connections and try to establish those connections when you're experiencing those fluctuations in mood, in rage, and so forth. Now I have to state a disclaimer here, and that's why I'm doing this video right now in the middle of the hallway here, was I just had a conversation with someone who was confusing hormone reaction to actual issue, and saying that they're overreacting when in fact when I heard the story they weren't overreacting. And so I want to say that your feelings are legitimate, your experiences are legitimate. Now how one reacts to it may be sometimes difficult to react to patiently, or have, let's say, sometimes a clearer lens. But that being said, people around us are also accountable for their actions. Meaning that no one should be saying to you that, oh, you're hormonal, of course you're going to overreact, when they had themselves, or groups of people have done something that is warranted, where the anger is warranted in terms of the recipient's reaction. So make sure that those are separate categories when it comes to how you're feeling on a daily basis, to a situational anger issue or anger situation, or a negotiation with emotion when it comes to what has just occurred here. Someone has disrespected me or someone else around me or whatever it is. Shouldn't you be angry? Of course you should. So make sure that you make a distinction between what your rage issue is and what the actual issue is, because you have a right to be upset. Your feelings are legitimate. You are important. Those emotions are important. So those processes are normal. What's not normal is waking up upset. And also not normal is when you're fluctuating in mood and not knowing why. That is the hormonal piece. But when you know why, that's different. So I just want to clarify that, because I felt so bad. It just seemed like there was this guilt of having this rage emotion, when in fact the person in that person's shoes, me in that person's shoes, or anyone else in that person's shoes, would be as upset because of the circumstances. So just wanted to clarify that, because I'm finding there's a lot of guilt going on too when it comes to owning emotions, such as negative emotions they call it, but it's human emotions such as rage and all those things. So make those differences. Like that's a distinction. Overall, like I said, inositol, magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3, and vitamin B complex, breathing exercises, and also the food, follow your insulin. Number one thing when it comes to trying to balance your your emotions and your moods. Intermittent fasting, for some of you, it may elicit more rage because suddenly your insulin is all over the place, especially if you have hypoglycemia. So it may not be the best thing to do when you're dealing with your rage emotions at the moment. So be careful in what you're doing and what you're intaking and how you're responding to something. You may be, intermittent fasting, by the way, is not for everyone. It's not suited for everyone. Keto is not suited for everyone. All diets are not suited for everyone, so follow what makes sense for you. I just thought I'd do this quickly. I know this is like a hot mess video, but hope you're all well. I just wanted to clarify that because I felt like it's more stress to feel the guilt, which is an unfounded area of guilt. So just wanted to clear it up, and hope you're all well. Take it easy. It's a day at a time, and it's something that you need to manage a day at a time, and just find moments of humor, moments of joy. All right, talk to you later. Bye.